Inconsistency in golf. We know for most golfers, inconsistent golf is the one thing preventing them from reaching their golf potential. We hear it every day here when we talk about goals. One of the first things that comes up time and time again is consistency. You know, a great front nine, a horrible back nine, a great round one day, a horrible round the next day. Now, in terms of inconsistent golf, it's a challenging equation. There's lots of different factors creating inconsistency in your game. Now, what we deal with here at Fit Golf Performance Center, of course, is the body, and that's what we're going to cover today. Some exercises that may help you move your body more efficiently, more consistently, that will hopefully translate into better ball striking. My name is Jason Rifkin. I'm here with my partner, Bruce Gonzaga. We're both golf fitness coaches here at Fit Golf. And the exercises that we're going to cover today really pertain to keeping the lower body stable in the golf swing while promoting really nice, smooth, and controlled upper body rotation, right? So we're going to show you 3 exercises today. First one is going to help you improve your mobility of your spine independent from the lower body. The second one is a lower body strength, specifically glute strength exercise. And the third, we're going to put all those pieces together and work on balance and stability and coordination so you improve your lower body stability, hopefully improve your consistency in your swing. So the first one we're going to do are called reachbacks. So to do reachbacks, we're going to get down to the hands and knees. And from this position, if you can, I want you to sit back all the way to your heels, and then you're going to put your forearms down on the ground. Okay, now what Bruce is going to do from here, he's going to take his left hand and place it behind his head. Now, if getting your arm in that position is an issue, I'm going to show you a modification to this in a second. But essentially, Bruce, what I want you to do here is you're going to lift your head, chest, and rotate as far to the left as you can. All right, and then bring it back in. Guys, we want to make sure we're breathing. So let's start with a big inhale. Exhale as you rotate. And then we're pulling this elbow back as far as we can. Bruce is really good at this. He's making it look easy, but trust me, it is not an easy exercise. All right, now let's go to the modification. Bruce, put your hand behind the small of the back. If you have shoulder problems, that could be a tough position, and this could be a tough position. So you have to find which one works best for you, but otherwise, it's the same thing. Allow the head to come up away from the ground, rotating the chest as far, in this case here, to the left as possible. One other little tip, the right arm, right? So the arm that's down, push through that arm, right? Engage it through the floor, drive it through the floor, and that's going to help open things up for a little bit more rotation. Now let me show you one more modification, because some people have a tough time sitting back to their heels if they're limited in their hips or knees. So Bruce, let's go to a quadruped position, right? And place your left hand behind your head here, okay? And do a couple reps from this position. Now, the disadvantage from this position is we can introduce a little bit of movement out of our hips and lower back. So if you're going to do it this way, let's just make sure that we're as stable as possible at your lower back, pelvis, and hips. So we're really isolating the thoracic spine. In the golf swing, we want to see a relatively stable lower body, especially in the backswing. So that's what we're promoting here. Okay, now the next one we're going to do, it's called a single leg bridge. And that's going to work on glute strengths. Glutes are the primary stabilizer of the lower body in the golf swing. So if you do a lot of swaying in your swing, or you're losing posture, or you just don't rotate and coil your lower body well, then glute strength is likely an issue for you. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start right with single leg bridges. It's a tough exercise, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Bruce, what I want you to do is grab your right knee. So you'll start by grabbing your right knee, and then pull that right knee as close to your chest as you can. Now straighten out your left leg. So before we actually do the bridge, we're going to do this single knee to chest stretch. So he's really pulling in. And what I want you to do when you do this stretch is contract the glute, right? So of the straight leg. So his left leg straight. He's squeezing his left glute. He may feel a little stretch in the front of his left hip, a little stretch in the back of your right hip. That's just going to get the body prepared for this exercise. And I would hold that about 15 to 20 seconds. Now what Bruce is going to do is going to maintain this leg lock. I want you to bend your left knee. And then from here, he's going to perform a hip lift or a bridge. So contract your left glute, lift your hips up, hold a second, and down. Now, the really important thing here is if you don't get that high off the ground, that's all right. I don't want you to compensate by allowing the bent leg to get away from you. So Bruce is going to keep that right leg as close, and he's only going to go as high as that leg will allow him. So right here, he's working the left glute, getting activation, getting it stronger, which is going to help promote lower body stability in a swing. Again, for more control over the body, more control over the club and swing path. All right, great exercise, and you can relax, Bruce. So that we would do 2 or 3 sets of 6, and just make sure that before each set, you're doing that single knee to chest stretch, contracting the opposite glute and making sure that our hips are loose and our glutes active and we're ready to go. Okay, the third exercise. All right, Bruce, I'm going to have you in a half kneeling position. I'm going to grab a club. And I'm going to show you a couple modifications with this as well, if this one doesn't feel great. So on the shoulder specifically, you're going to place that behind your shoulders, right? So if that's a challenging position, if you do have shoulder problems, we're going to show you another position in a second. Now, let's talk about the half kneeling position. We love working out our golfers in this position, especially those who do lack some strength and some balance, because it does promote balance, but in a way that you can control yourself. So in a half kneeling position, Bruce here has his right knee down, and I'm going to have him squeeze his right glute. Next thing I'm going to have him do is contract his abdominals. Feel like you're pulling the belly button in. Okay, Bruce. Now, keeping the lower body stable, I want you to rotate your chest and rib cage to the left. With this, I don't really care initially about how far he turns, and you can bring it back. I care about how stable his lower body is. So when we do this with golfers that have a very unstable lower body in the swing, we'll see that here. And it's a great exercise to correct that, all right, for a more controlled body movement within the golf swing itself. Now, Bruce, in case you do have shoulder issues, let's go to the second club position. We're just going to place it behind the small of the back. And that takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders if you do have mobility problems there. And we'll do a few more. Good. You might not be able to hear it, but Bruce is breathing. So as he turns, he's exhaling. He's slow, controlled. His lower body is really stable. Let's do one more facing that way, Bruce, or a couple more. All right, just so you can get a look at his lower body, okay, and back in. Now, what we'll see with a lot of people, as they start rotating, if the left leg's forward, if they start rotating left, show them what we always see, Bruce. The knee bows out, right? So as you're turning left, if your left leg's forward, feel like you're pushing that left leg in, okay? Keep your core engaged, and there you did a much better job keeping it stable. Again, what's more important here is that we are separating the lower and upper body and that we're stable in the lower body, not necessarily how far we're rotating. Good job, Bruce. Can you come on? So just covered 3 things there. Reach backs to help with your spine mobility, the single leg bridge to help with lower body stability and building glute strength, and then the half kneeling rotation, similar things, building mobility and range of motion through the shoulders and through the trunk while promoting a stable lower body. And that can really, these things can really help clean up your swing. Again, if you see a lot of movement in the lower body and you're not a consistent golfer, all right, give these exercises a try. Stay at it for a couple weeks, and you should notice some changes in your swing in terms of the consistency in which you're striking the ball. We hope that helps.